Since returning to power in August 2021, the Taliban has unveiled a bold new vision for Afghanistan. They want to shift the country's image from a war zone to a hub for international trade, using Afghanistan's strategic location to connect Central, South, and West Asia. Their leaders now talk of an economy-centered foreign policy, hoping to build relationships based on commerce rather than conflict. The plan is to turn Afghanistan into a vital transit route for goods moving between China, Iran, Central Asia, and India, creating jobs and generating revenue. By making Afghanistan essential to regional trade, the Taliban hopes to gain respect and cooperation from neighbors and the world. But this vision faces enormous challenges: lack of international recognition, crippling sanctions, and a severe humanitarian crisis. The Taliban's own restrictive policies, especially on women's rights, have further isolated them from potential partners and investors. The gap between their ambitions and Afghanistan's current reality is vast. In this video, we'll explore the Taliban's trade ambitions, the importance of Afghanistan's location, and the obstacles in their way. We'll examine how their social policies and economic isolation make foreign investment nearly impossible. Is the Taliban's dream of turning Afghanistan into a trade powerhouse realistic, or just an illusion? Afghanistan is often called the heart of Asia, a landlocked country at the crossroads of Central, South, and West Asia. Its location once made it a vital part of the ancient Silk Road, connecting China with Europe through bustling cities like Balkh and Herat. The Taliban now hopes to revive this historic role, envisioning highways, railways, and pipelines that could link regional economies. If Afghanistan were a safe and reliable transit country, it could earn significant revenue from customs and transit fees, funding desperately needed public services. New trade corridors could create thousands of jobs and help lift millions out of poverty. But Afghanistan's strategic position is a double-edged sword. It has also made the country a target for foreign invasions and regional rivalries. For the Taliban's trade dream to succeed, Afghanistan needs more than infrastructure. It needs peace, stability, and trust with its neighbors. Without security, international companies and governments won't invest the billions needed to build these routes. The country's geographic prize can only be claimed if political and security challenges are overcome. Until then, Afghanistan's role as a bridge between worlds remains more potential than reality. The dream of becoming a regional connector is still out of reach. The Taliban's economic blueprint centers on Afghanistan's natural resources and location. They're courting foreign investment, especially from China, signing deals for oil and copper extraction. Developing mineral wealth is key to their plan for self-reliance, moving away from dependence on foreign aid. Major infrastructure projects like the Trans-Afghanistan Railway and the Tapi Pipeline are seen as game-changers, integrating Afghanistan into the regional economy. The Taliban claims to have improved security and reduced corruption, making trade routes safer and customs more efficient. Their message, under Taliban rule, it's safer and cheaper to do business in Afghanistan. But the foundation is fragile. Afghanistan remains cut off from the global financial system, making it hard for foreign companies to operate. Without access to international banks, moving money in and out of the country is nearly impossible. The Taliban's economic ambitions constantly clash with the reality of political isolation. Their vision for commerce is undermined by their lack of global recognition. Despite the Taliban's trade ambitions, Afghanistan's economy is in freefall. After the Taliban takeover, billions in central bank assets were frozen and foreign aid was cut off, plunging the country into crisis. The banking system seized up, leaving people and businesses unable to access funds. Mass deportations, droughts, and disasters have deepened the humanitarian catastrophe. Most families now struggle to find enough food. International trade relies on a functioning banking system, but sanctions and lack of recognition have isolated Afghan banks. Businesses can't make or receive international payments, discouraging investment and trade. The Taliban can't access loans or development aid from global institutions, leaving them reliant on limited domestic revenue and a handful of partners like China. This is nowhere near enough to fund their grand ambitions. The economic engine they hope to build is sputtering, starved of international capital and legitimacy. The dream of a trade-driven recovery remains out of reach. Afghanistan's economy has long depended on the illicit drug trade, especially opium. The Taliban announced a strict poppy ban in 2022, aiming to gain international legitimacy. Opium cultivation initially dropped, but traffickers relied on stockpiles and the ban was unevenly enforced. Methamphetamine production, harder to control, has surged as an alternative, showing the drug economy's resilience. The Taliban uses the drug issue as a bargaining chip, pointing to the poppy ban to seek aid, while the threat of renewed drug flows pressures neighbors and the West. They argue they need international help to provide alternatives for farmers, but enforcement remains inconsistent. The continued existence of the drug trade undermines their claims of control and stability. The illicit economy simply shifts from one product to another, complicating efforts to build a legitimate trade-based economy. The Taliban's approach to drugs is both a tool for negotiation and a persistent obstacle to international trust. The shadow economy remains a powerful force in Afghanistan's future. The Taliban's trade ambitions hinge on cooperation with neighbors like Pakistan, Iran, China, and Central Asian states. These relationships are fraught with tension. Security concerns, border clashes, and accusations of harboring militants have disrupted trade. Pakistan, once Afghanistan's key partner, now faces deadly skirmishes and mutual distrust. Iran criticizes the Taliban's exclusionary government, while China, despite investing in minerals, remains wary after attacks on its citizens. India and Russia have taken small steps to re-engage, but formal recognition is withheld. Security remains the top concern. Without guarantees, major investment is unlikely. Even cautious optimism from some countries isn't enough to build the interconnected trade network the Taliban envisions. Until fundamental security issues are addressed, Afghanistan remains an island of instability. The dream of regional integration is stalled by distrust and violence. The Taliban's vision depends on building trust they have yet to earn. The Taliban's harsh restrictions on women and girls are the biggest barrier to international recognition and economic integration. Girls are banned from secondary school and university. Women are excluded from most jobs and public spaces. These policies have sparked global outrage and made Afghanistan a pariah state. Western investors and governments refuse to engage with a regime that violates basic human rights. The ban on female aid workers has crippled humanitarian efforts, deepening the crisis for millions. The Taliban's rejection of democracy and reports of brutal justice further alienate potential partners. Internal divisions and reliance on fear undermine their claims of stability. Afghanistan's isolation is a direct result of the Taliban's own policies. Their message of being open for business rings hollow in the face of repression. The Taliban's ambition to make Afghanistan a trade hub is logical given its geography, but harsh realities stand in the way. The economy is in crisis, the country is isolated, and large-scale investment is impossible without recognition and financial integration. The Taliban's own policies, especially on women's rights, block international support and worsen humanitarian suffering. Security concerns with neighbors like Pakistan and Iran further undermine their plans. Afghanistan remains a high-risk, low-reward prospect for investors. The world is hesitant to build economic bridges to a regime defined by repression. Without fundamental change, the Taliban's trade ambitions are more illusion than reality. For now, Afghanistan's crossroads remain a roadblock, and the dream of prosperity through trade is deferred by grim realities.